Hello everyone, and welcome to this week's newsletter. Thank you to those who made contact with our state politicians to advocate for a reconsideration of the unfair $400 payment to all students in government schools and only a small portion of families in Catholic schools. I'll be meeting with Christine Cousins, one of our local MPs, next week to further advocate against the discriminatory targeting of this payment. I'm hopeful that our combined advocacy will result in a fairer distribution of this funding. There have been a number of significant events at school in the last few weeks that I'd like to speak about. On Wednesday last, we celebrated Edmund Rice Day. It was a fitting celebration of our heritage and our commitment to social justice. The staff and students had a great day, including a memorable liturgy, and your generosity means that we're now able to fulfil our financial commitment to those most in need locally, in Uganda and in Timor-Leste. Later that same day, I was delighted to have a video call with Father Emma in Uganda. He asked that I pass on to you the heartfelt thanks of students, staff and families from the school in Kinseka. On Friday last week, former student Brother Brian Bond visited St Joseph's. Brother Brian is the director of Edmund Rice International, an organisation based in Geneva which engages in advocacy for social justice through the United Nations. Brother Brian had lunch with a group of our senior student leaders and our staff who are visiting Uganda in July. He spoke to us about the work of Edmund Rice International and other advocacy and social justice initiatives from across the world. Edmund Rice International has goals which are very much aligned with those of Edmund Rice Education Beyond Borders, which I wrote about in the most recent newsletter. On Monday morning this week, boys and their mums or female carers gathered in the gym for a Mother's Day breakfast. It was a real community celebration with many staff on deck well before daylight to ensure a cooked breakfast awaited our guests. Thank you most sincerely to everyone involved. Lisa Pope, one of our deputy principals, will be absent for the last 5 weeks of term as she takes leave. She'll be visiting and working in the Reuben Centre in Nairobi with Brother Frank O'Shea, a former staff member at Chanel College and great friend of St Joseph's. We wish Lisa well for her travels and look forward to her safe return. In her absence, John Mitchell will be acting Deputy Principal, Learning. There's currently a shortage of teachers in Victoria. St Joseph's continues to attract high quality staff because we have an excellent reputation as being a good place to work. Our students are generally respectful and cooperative, and our teaching colleagues are supportive and collegial. We are still receiving fewer applicants for positions when they become available than in the past, and this is particularly true for short-term contract roles. We're currently advertising for 3 replacement roles for next term, and later this term we'll advertise for teachers across all faculties and year levels for 2025. If you are an excellent teacher seeking a change, or you know someone who is, I'd encourage you to direct them to the employment section of our website. The health and safety of everyone in this community is a priority for us. May I remind all families about the importance of informing the school if a student suffers a concussion outside school. This is best done by informing reception, after which we can inform teachers to ensure that the student receives any support and that they're not exposed to anything that might place them at risk here at school. And finally, in recent weeks, we've noticed a marked increase in the number of students and staff absent having tested positive for COVID. We encourage everyone to be mindful of the risks of infection and transmission, to take appropriate precautions and test where required. God bless.